Hey, I'm Micah,
And I'm Ricardo.
and we're the experienced navigators. We are just flying back now from about a week in Eleuthera. We had never been before, so we just want to share a little bit about our trip. Do you want to start off on like what we did the first couple of days?
Well, we landed at the north end of Eleuthera through Delta Airlines, jumped in a cab, and he brought us all the way down about an hour to the center of the island, which is Governor's Town,
Governor's Harbor.
Governor's Harbor. It's a beautiful harbor where a lot of, like, I guess, catamaran sailboats kind of dock in there because it's a pretty calm harbor. And it has quite a few restaurants, bars, and a grocery store. So they all stock up there. We rented an Airbnb right there next to the water. Um, and then we pretty much just started exploring from there.
Yep. The first day we went to the French Leaves beach. So it was beautiful. We can post some pictures here. That beach was walkable. And then the following day, we actually rented a car. I think, one thing we're going to show you guys a lot of maps about where we went. Eleuthera is really remote, so you will need to rent a car if you want to go anywhere. So the next day, we then, once we had that car, went to Ten Bay Beach.
Yeah, and it was probably about 25 minutes down. Um, and we are lucky to find this really cool produce stand. Um, it's
Island
called
Farms.
Island Farms Produce, but if you get a chance, just go there. They have everything. They have champagne, wine, alcohol, meat, chicken, pork, seafood. I mean, you name it, they have it. Plus, they have a ton of fresh produce and bread. They also have some gluten-free options, which I appreciate. And other than that, there's one really unique thing about where we were at and around that island. You are either on the Caribbean side or the Atlantic side. So Ten Bay Beach was Caribbean side, and we'll show you pictures of that. And
French Leaves.
that was on the Atlantic side, and that's water's still beautiful, but you can see the extreme differences, and that was a very, very unique thing about Aretha in this movie. Just either the calm Caribbean or the okay, not that wavy Atlantic side. So really
Yeah.
interesting.
Beautiful water and beautiful beaches everywhere. I will say, like, we ate out a couple times. We recommend the Buccaneer and Tippy's was really good, but it is super expensive to eat out. So if you are good with shopping and cooking at home, that will save you a lot of money. So then, really, like the third day, we headed down to like this little cove area where we had an excursion. We met these people with excursion on kind of like this side, like little dirt road. They're everywhere in Eleuthera. That's how you get to the beach. But it was about a mile trek in to get to this little like cove near Rock Sound, and then you could kayak to where they had this inlet, and you would float down and do some snorkeling. So we saw lots of like turtles and things there, which was really cool, and some fish. Uh, that was about 40 minutes, I would say, like drive from our place in Governor's Harbor. So we're like, oh, cool, we're going to the South Island. We'll just then go visit Lighthouse Beach. But that was then like another hour almost. So again, we'll post these maps.
And the maps aren't exactly like when we typed it into our how long it's going to take us and stuff directions. It gives you directions, but the problem is these roads are super small, even the main roads, and there's only one main road through the entire island. And everyone drives on the left, and if you're from there, you drive about 90 miles an hour. If you're not from there, then you probably are going about 40 or 50, and that's actually pretty fast for people who don't drive on the left and people who aren't exactly sure of like banking turns at 70, 80 miles an hour, not knowing what's coming on the other side. So a lot of really, really close calls with a lot of cars and big trucks coming down the way. So just be aware that it's going to take you longer than what the map says it's going to
Yeah.
take you.
Lighthouse Beach was beautiful. It was definitely worth going to see. One of the most beautiful beaches that we've ever been to. Disney is now building it out at like kind of the tip, so it
Yeah, it's
is.
just a piece of it, though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
easy to stay away from.
So you can totally go, but I would look to when the cruise ship is going to be there and not go that day.
Yeah.
Um, and it is kind of like a trek in from where you have to park, but it's worth just even getting to like that beach stretch, even if you don't walk all the way around to the lighthouse. The beach itself is beautiful.
Yeah, the beach and the water didn't get any prettier from the time we stepped on it to the. We probably walked up a mile, and it was just completely beautiful the entire time. And once again, like every beach we were on, there's nobody on these beaches. You
No.
can, I mean, every now and then you'll see a couple people, but I mean, we're talking like miles and miles of beach with not a soul.
Yeah, just totally, totally remote, totally beautiful.
And Lighthouse Beach, just remember, guys, it's one of those that's far. It's about 15, 20 minutes away from anything, any services, any restaurants, any food, any drink, anything. So, we were wary of that because we always pack out, some champagne and some water and a few Gatorades and some snacks, because we just don't know what we're going to find and not going to find. So,
Exactly. So we also then just trekked it back to Governor's Harbor. That's about an hour and a half plus drive to get back to that more central area. We did the fish fry Friday, which was really fun. All the locals kind of do that fish fry. And then we really wanted to go up north to visit like the Queen's Baths and to do the Glass Window Bridge and like Blue Sapphire. But after spending that whole day, like just basically in the car and everything, we went ahead and just moved physical locations. Like we just ditched last night at our like one Airbnb we lost nights in
yeah.
it, but we found a beautiful little Airbnb up closer to like the airport in the north, near Gregory Town. I guess it was just
Yeah.
like north of Gregory Town.
It's just right next to, there's this really high-end, I guess, hotel,
The
and it's called the
Cove.
Cove, and we were like right next door to it. But the Airbnb is beautiful. It was on the hill right in front of the beach. Back on the fish fry really quick though, guys. Great time, but there's more than just fish. They have a whole half roasted chicken with rice and beans, and they also do some conch ceviche right there on the side of the right there on the ocean. So
Yeah, we
it's
had
incredible.
conch salad from the Conch Ninja, but they made it right there. So
Yeah, so if you don't like the
that's
fish
pretty
fry,
good.
then you have options, and I'm sure there's some other options though. But it was probably the busiest we've seen it in that little town. There was quite a few people there. I think a lot of people dock their boats and go there and have music and dancing, and it's a really good time. So,
It was a really great time.
I mean, then we were up at the Cove area, and they have a great little beach there. It's a community beach, and you just walk in there, and you can. It was some of the best snorkeling we've done. We literally just stepped
Right off
off
the
the
beach.
beach, and it was. They called it the aquarium, and it was literally an aquarium down there. Every fish we've seen swimming was down there. So
Yeah,
in this small little area.
that was awesome. And then up in the north, we did the Queen's Baths. They're not hot tubs. They say it was like the same temperature of the water, but it was really beautiful
It
to
was.
see. And then the Glass Window Bridge was
Yeah.
really cool to see.
That just gives you a really good
Caribbean in the
left and right. It's just this one lane bridge, and on one side's the Atlantic, on the other side's the Caribbean, and the Atlantic comes splashing in through the under the bridge. At times, when the Atlantic's rough, they'll actually close the bridge, which is that's how small this bridge is. So another thing to be leery of or weary of. We did not get up to Harbor Town or to Spanish Wells or to the Blue Sapphire. So that's on our list for next time because that's a little further north from the airport, and we decided to put that on pause till next time. So those are busier towns or busier areas, I guess, and it's where a lot of people go when they come to that island. So,
Yeah, and it was just far after
yeah.
like driving. So with that, we do have a few quick recommendations for stuff we wish we would have known before we go. So first of which is location. So ideally, if we had re-planned this trip, we would stay in the north by the airport, like maybe even north of that for a couple days. Definitely take the ferry over and do a day trip to the Spanish Wells. It's supposed to be a beautiful, like small fishing trip, and then the Blue Sapphire. Then I think we would just trek all the way down south and do like the Lighthouse Beach, do some snorkeling, the
Stay in
inlets,
Rock
and
Sound.
yeah, maybe stay in
Yeah.
like that rock sound
Probably
area.
get the, we'll definitely get the car when you land, as opposed to the day after, like we got it. So just get it when you land and just throw your stuff in there. And they're actually really good about having the car ready for you when you're there. I saw a lot of people just picking up their cars right outside of what we would not call an airport. We would call a trailer, but it's the tiniest airport I've ever been in. So don't get too excited about this airport.
Yeah. And you'll think the car rental is kind of expensive. Like we think we paid about $100 a day. It's like 80 to $100. But like the little beach access roads that you have to go through to get to some of these beaches, like you're gonna beat that car up. So it really wasn't too much after we did that.
Yeah, and make sure it's four-wheel drive.
Yeah. So definitely spend a day, like in Governor's Harbor too. That was really cool. Some cool restaurants. Like they've got the fish fry. They have live music a lot. But I wouldn't spend the full time there, and then try to make it back up close to the airport, maybe the day before you leave, just in case. Like we had pretty good rain the day we left, so it was nice to be like we were within 20 minutes of the airport. And so that gives you some peace of mind there. Our next big thing is cash. Keep it with you. Our person that had our Airbnb in Governor's Harbor told us, like, just make sure you lock the door when you leave at night. We went out, we like tipped some people with cash, like from my purse. And then I went in, put my purse in there, and our Airbnb, we locked the door. And we just went out down by the water to kind of like hang out and chill after dinner. And when we came back, I noticed the next morning, like all my cash was gone. So several $100s, like nothing else was gone. I guess it's pretty common. We found out they broke in through the window. So really kind of creepy. So keep your cash on you. Rick did a good job with that. Here, you kept all your cash. What about like a generator?
Oh yeah, if you can find an Airbnb with a generator, that's going to be clutch because a lot of these houses depend on it to pump the water and also for your air conditioning.
Your power.
So your power will go out at least once if you're here for a few days, and it's not air conditioning is a must. So it's just really hot. So
In Governor's Harbor, our air conditioning and water went out pretty much every night.
yeah,
So that's definitely something to look for. Get a four-wheel drive vehicle, whoever you rent from. If you're going down these beach access roads, I think you took some video. We can play it here. Like it's a little bit treacherous, so it was totally manageable. But just know what you're getting into there. You said a little bit about the airport already,
yeah.
but what would you do differently?
Well, we just when you get there, obviously you're gonna have to drop the car off and stuff, so you're gonna want to be there a couple hours early. Go inside, have to drop the car off, check in, check your bags if you're checking bags, and get your ticket. But don't go through the security line till at least, I mean, at the most a half hour before your plane gets there, because if you do, you're going to be trapped into this little small place with about 30 chairs and about 50 people. And kind of just wait there like you would wait anywhere for a plane, except there's nothing in there but chairs and people.
Yeah, but across the street, like once you get checked in, there's like bars, there's like a bar, bars, there's like a bar, and there's like a restaurant. So
Yeah.
you can like just chill out there. You're gonna have a much better experience than
And
just like rushing
yeah, and
through.
when we say a street, it's literally like, a bike path. It's not a street.
Yeah, it's really tiny and remote. And then the final thing that we want to make sure you know is like groceries and alcohol. If you can pick up your alcohol at one of these like random liquor stores that will be like alongside of that Queens Highway, that'll save you some money. We again shopped at Island Farms. They also had wine and prosecco, so that saved us a lot of money. But definitely do that because the restaurants are just really pricey.
Yeah, when you get to town, both towns that we stayed in, the harbor, what is it?
Harbor, Governor's Harbor.
Governor's Harbor, yeah, and the Gregory Town. I mean, we paid 3 times the price for a bottle of wine or a bottle of prosecco that we paid for at that Island Farms place. So, and there's plenty, little stops along the way that we could have stopped if we would have known. But we're like, oh, there's a liquor store in town, we can just go there. And there's one liquor store in town, and they know it, so they charge you.
Yep. But overall, Eleuthera was one of the most beautiful places that we've ever been. Definitely one of the most remote places. We hope you find this helpful and reach out if we can help you guys with anything.
Thanks, guys.
All right, bye.
We forgot to mention that we also went to the beautiful Twin Cove Beach. Check it out. You won't regret it.